Welcome in. It is day 258, and you're speaking to the Meeples Champion. And today, we're going to be going over a game that is a intro-level style game. This is from the same people who made Near and Far, which is a really great game. One of my favorites. My wife and I really enjoy playing. We wanted to get a game that we had tried with friends once before, that was from the same company, same artist, but was a far more intro-level version of that. The game is called Megaland. Now, the concept of this game is very simple. You can play this 2 to 4 player. It's about 20 minutes long. And the idea is that you're going to put your people in the center, and you're going to each grab a treasure. There are up to 6 different types of treasure you can get. Then you're going to flip over a card, and you're going to take the damage for that card. So you start with 4 health, and if you take a card that's a 1 point damage, you've got 3 health left. And then you make the decision. Do you want to risk it and keep going? If you do, you get a treasure, and then you flip another one. Everybody makes this decision. So if anybody chooses to leave, they grab all their treasures, they're done. If you don't, once everybody's made a decision, you flip over your card. You then do it again. You take your damage, and you proceed forward. Well, when eventually either everybody has left or died, or a combination of the both, you're done, and you move on to your buying phase. Now, anybody that had treasure cards can start cashing them in. They can either use these to buy cards from up above, which will give you points, will give you special abilities, or to buy more additional health. Now, the way this works is, to buy up above requires different cards. So of your 6 different possible treasures, you're going to have to get mixtures of different treasures to buy stuff. You can have a building that's 1 and you just give 1 treasure card to get 1 of that. Or you can get a building that's 3 and you need 3 different treasures to get it. Once you've done that, you then can proceed also to your health, where it will be sets. So you need 2 of the same treasure, and you can move to a 5th health. 3 of the same then gets you to a 6th health. 4, and then 5, eventually maxing you at 8. Once you've finished everybody with the buying, if you have extra cards left, you can put 1 card per building you bought underneath it, holding it. Anything beyond that has to be discarded. And then you proceed back over. You're going to put your new health down on your character. The health you lost last round gets slid back over. You're now fully healed up again. So you're at least back at 4. You might be up to 5, maybe even 6. And then you're going to go into another round. Now, you're going to play this back and forth until eventually you have a round that ends that at least one of the players has reached 20 minimum coins. This is the stuff you're getting from your buildings. Some buildings pay you out immediately. Other ones pay you out based on situations. Other ones will basically say like, oh, okay, well, you're going to get paid based on, a future buy if it has a star at the top, or it's going to pay you out every time that you face a certain monster type. Whenever you finally end a round where somebody's at least at 20 coins, they win, and if multiple of you reach there, you're going to see who has the most coins. And that's the game. It's pretty simple, but why don't we jump in, let's talk our 7 categories and see where this game lands for us. When it comes to the art, this is a really nice game. It follows through with what Near and Far and many of the other games from that collection area do. I like the art of the box. I like the art of the cards. Thumbs up. Your components. The components do exactly what they do in all of these games. The cards are really good quality. You get some nice cardboard aspects to this. I think that they do a good job of making a product that is going to last. It doesn't feel like it's going to easily rip, tear, fall apart, wear off at all. I really like it. Thumbs up. Your price. Now, I got this game pretty cheap because I got it on sale, but in general, I think this game goes for like maybe 30, more likely a little less than that. And you're getting an okay game here. To me, the issue with this game is that it's not for experts and it's not for experience. This is for kids and beginners. Even, I think kids are at 10 years old, which is what I usually judge as my kids number. I think it's fine. And you just have to be able to judge this properly to realize that's what it's for. Being those 2 ranges, it's really just passing because it's only going to represent about half the people that could potentially play, but it's acceptable for that. As far as the game you're getting inside, it's not going to be one you're playing a boatload of. I've played it at 2-player and I've played it at 4. It's much better at 4. At 2-player, I found it to be a bit So for me, it's just one of those games that its price is okay. But really, if you're just starting a collection off, or you're just getting into a particular style of game and you're really new to it, and then eventually it's just really like a launching pad. So while I don't think it's a bad game, I do think that for that price, it's just not a game I want to buy. I got it even cheaper than that. I got it for like $10, and I know I'm barely ever going to play this game. One day I'll play it with my daughter when she's old enough to start playing this style of game, and that'll be a great intro game, but it will be temporary, and it will jump to another game above it eventually down the line. So for me, it's not worth its price. Thumbs down. Replayability. So if you have the time to play, it's only supposed to be 20 minutes. I do think you could play this a couple times in a row, but I think this is one that is not great at 2-player. I think you need to play it at 4. And if you're playing at 4, a 20-minute game is not one you're pulling out with 4 players very often. It's more likely you're pulling out a bigger game. The replayability is built into this, but I think it's better at 2. Only 2 players is not a great playing style for this. It's better at 4, which is where the replayability dips off. So for me, the replayability isn't really there. Thumbs down. Your difficulty. I said it before. This is not for experienced. It's not for experts. And when it comes to those kids and those beginners, it's temporary. It's not one that you're getting and you're going to have them play long term. I think you get this game and either you find out you're not into this mechanic, or you say, okay, now I know what I'm doing after your second or third play, and now you're ready to go try something bigger. So for me, it's not worth that. It's got to be a thumbs down. Keys to victory. There are keys to victory here. The keys to victory are, do you want to go in on the, I'm trying to immediately go for the points, I'm trying to get things that pay points right away compared to things that pay points based on future actions? Are you going after building up your health? Are you trying to get abilities that protect you from certain monsters? There's a lot of ways to go here. You know, my wife and I have just played a 2-player game, and I went all in on the idea of trying to build up my health and get cards that specifically protected me from certain monsters. So in the early game, she was beating me in points, but eventually we got to that point where she was dying way too fast, and I could just last through 4 cards more than she could, and I was dominating as far as the late game play, and I ended up coming back from being behind 7-2 to winning like 28-10. So it was just a landslide victory. So I think that there is a lot of options here, but you have to be careful, because if you go too deep towards the money first, you're not going to win. That's where it starts to hurt itself. Yes, there's different keys to victory, but you clearly cannot go all in on just the money. So I'm going to give it the thumbs up. Is the game unique? It's not unique. You can play Near and Far, you can play Sleeping Gods, you can play Now or Never. They're all from the same creator. They all have the mechanics of this game. They just have far bigger, better games that this mechanic that is the basis and sole mechanic of this game represents a corner of those games. So for those games, they're far better options because, yeah, you can get a little feel of this along with so much other stuff going on. So for me, thumbs down. Overall, what do I think? It is a nice little intro game. I don't think it's a bad game, but it just doesn't live up to the games from this company. Understandably, this is a far lower tier of game. That's their expectation. But for me, it's not one I'd recommend buying. I do think if you want to go test try the game and give yourself a feel towards if you're into something like a Now or Never or a Sleeping Gods or whatever the other games may be, it's not bad to test yourself to see if you even like the art and the mechanic of this game, to see if it's worth then invest a much bigger time in trying one of those games out. Well, it has been day 258, and we've been speaking about the game Megaland. And you've been speaking to the Meeples Champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description where I'll be adding an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. Until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.